So I'm going to be answering some questions that I come across either in my own mind or on the internet or anything like that. Just some interesting concepts that I just want to give my piece towards. So here's a core question: if trauma can be passed down through generations, can the conscious choice to heal a psychological wound today retroactively shift the entire spiritual legacy of your family line? So I'm going to simplify that. Any generational trauma that you might be experiencing or have experienced in your life, deliberately trying to fix yourself and to become a clearer vessel or to become a better version of yourself, whether people talk about like your higher self or anything like that, does that change the legacy of your entire family from the beginning? Of course, I have a personal take on this, so I'm answering the question. So, yes, I think it does. I think it does for a number of reasons. A lot of us, we come from broken homes, divorced families, yada yada. And a lot of us are a product of our environment too, the family and society. So if you can look at just how human beings have developed over time in the society that we live in today, the catastrophe that it has gone into as of today is a product of that trauma being passed down through family, through neighbors, through friends, through husbands and wives. Everything just keeps moving forward with that broken system, and it just keeps becoming more and more broken. Therefore, to look at the microcosm of the family, though, if it just starts with you, because it's ending with you, because you were just born from your family, and you're the last, you have no kids, whatever, you're it. It puts a lot of pressure on you, right? And it's not just pressure from the words of your mom or your dad or your siblings. It's the pressure of thousands, possibly hundreds of thousands of years of DNA, of experiences, of memories being cascaded all down the line to you being born. And it is a perfect system to be able to have your progeny being like your predecessors, your parents. And once you awaken to the fact that, man, something's not right here, once you realize that certain traits, certain behaviors, certain character that your parents have, that you have, a lot of people have, probably heard as, oh, you're just like your mom, just like your dad, whatever. And it's like, that's not always a great thing to hear. Not always a great thing to hear. In my personal life, as I was going through puberty and developing spiritually, strengthening my spirit, my energy, my whatever you want to call it, hormones or whatever, deliberately, I began to take a striking likeness to my father. I laugh like him. I have mood like him, and he was quite the destructive character in his life. And he's left a lot of people scarred throughout his life, whether that be previous families, previous children, his own parents, his siblings, whatever. He was in the military, so people he's killed. Uh, you know, to sum that all up into one person, and all of those scars, even though some may be self-inflicted over time. Some may have been passed down from my grandfather, his grandfather, and so on and so forth. It creates this chaos, this snowball effect of tumbling to your demise. And if you don't consciously slow that down, reflect on it, change it, break yourself down, allow God to intercede in your life, allow wisdom, which is to me learning from other people's mistakes and internalizing that and using that in your own life. It could be anybody that you get that from. It could be your own parents, your own siblings, your own friends. And even now we have social media, seeing people post their worst moments on the net. It's just like, wow, okay, that's something that I probably shouldn't do. Or let me analyze this and see where I almost fit into that mold, or I see that as my destiny, or that person is bitter because of this and they're living this sort of life and they're complaining about it on social media. But I'm saying, like, okay, where in my life can I avoid that scenario? Like, yes, we're all very unique snowflakes, but we're all still human beings interacting with human beings, and that is always what it's been. And so there's certain silos that you can fit into, certain categories you can fit into, that all comes with its own, let's say, amenities. Oh, let me turn my AC on. So going through your life knowing that, wow, I carry some bad traits from my family, and turning around, looking in the mirror, how can I change this? I've always been of the belief that when I have kids, from that very moment of conception, who I am in that moment is going to be who the child is. My experiences, my memories, my my aversions, my likes, dislikes, all that will be who the child is, because I believe that our DNA is always evolving with our different experiences. I could point that back to say, those people that have been, or okay, I'll just say black people, if we've been through slavery, because we went through slavery, and that they talk about generational trauma and stuff like that, and it's those experience of a slave comes with a lot of different traumas, different guardrails in the mind, let's say, and having children that not only share your DNA of all those experiences you've had and all that stress and anxiety and depression, bringing that child in the world under those vibrations, that does not allow your child to be as fruitful as they might have been, or have the outlook on life that they might have been. And you're also raising them maybe in a post-slavery environment, but all those disciplinary things that you may do to your child, or say to your child, that also will mold their mind and their hearts as they continue on in the world. But if there was a way for you as an individual to break free from those mental chains and actually become a true person, become a real person, and be a complete, not even blank slate, but just a pure light, and have clear eyes, a clear mind, a light heart going through the world, and the impact that you have because of that vibration and energy that you carry, that can change the reputation of your whole family. I believe that. That can change the destiny of your lineage if you choose to have kids. Your name, your reputation, your character will supersede every deed that your family has done in the past or anything like that. And you only then strengthen those bad deeds or bad karma from your family line by perpetuating it. You do nothing different. It might seem like a unique life, but it's really not. Because your uncle, your great grandfather had the same psychological makeup as you, because you decided to adopt that, or not even adopt it, but to just continue it onward. And that's a choice. It's an easier choice, but it's still a choice. And going back to my own family trauma and stuff like that with my father, yeah, I was becoming like him, but it was like I was like, damn, I love my dad. I'm his son, so yeah, of course I've become like him. But I could see the damage that I was doing in my immediate family by continuing his personality. And it's like, I don't have a choice in this. This is not my this is not necessarily my doing. Like, I didn't choose to be this way. I didn't choose to develop as a man in this manner. So how am I at fault for behaving the way I do when, Mom, you chose him though. You chose him to have a son with, have a family with. You know, and I know that, you know, certain men you just can't say no to. I get it. I get it. You know, he was charismatic, handsome guy, you know, so, you know, it is what it is. But still, like, to look deeper at the personality and the psychological makeup of that man that has put a heavy burden on my life, to then escape from that, or else face a terrible life. So I had to make the conscious choice, and I'll talk a little bit more about how it made me feel in that moment. It's like, I'm becoming like my dad, but I don't want to be. But I have no choice. It's just like, it's like a train running into a wall. Like, and I'm just like, I'm either cranking up the rails to just get there faster. I'm trying to get there faster because I'm trying to be a man, but that's furthering and quickening my demise at the same time. And the desire and passion that I had for life and for experience and for masculinity, I'm not slowing down that train. I'm definitely not halting that train, because I have to live my life. I have to be me. I can't just stall here. I'm not slowing this down. I gotta break through, right? But anyway, so becoming like him, not wanting to, and then for me, I found that a religious icon that I could place my faith and my determination and my potential character towards was Jesus. And I think that's why he's here for men and women. I'm not really sure how, but he's, I don't know. I'm just a man, Anyway, he's a man. I'm a man. I'm like, okay, let's see how he acts. Let's see what his character is like, so that maybe I could be like he could be like my idol, like my father, so I can be more like him than be like my earthly father, right? And I'm at a place right now where wherever I go now, my last name, it carries weight because of how I become a new person, about how I've stripped my old identity, my sinful self or upbringing, into this tremendous light and charisma and poise, peace. Now, like, it doesn't even matter. I don't even have to meet my grandfather for me to just be like, hey, like, it's just in the past. It's just over. Like, I did the work. I did the work, for all of us. And I know it's in the invisible realms. It's not really, a lot of it is not necessarily materially speaking, but if I choose to have children in the future, it starts from here. It starts from me. Like, that old DNA is now dead based on the choices that I've made in my life and the experience and the grace that's been bestowed upon me. It's now fixed, because I consciously chose a different path, and that has wonderful benefits, so look into your own lives, your own family, and just slow down for a few moments during your day and reflect on the character traits that you have that you want to fix. These are intrinsic. These are not external. This is not getting a bigger jawline, sharper jawline. It's not about getting abs. This is not about money or this and that. It's about who you are fundamentally and being better than the past, than your past, than your great-great-grandfather, than your dad, than your uncle, than your anybody. You want to be that light. You want to be holding that torch at the front of that pack. Everything starts with you. Nobody goes anywhere unless you step first. All that, So, thank you for listening. I make a couple more videos today. I ain't got nothing else better to do. So, God bless and enjoy.